That pile of debt stems from the troubled economy and also high inflation, a currency in free fall, and corruption claims. Well, none of those help. Now the country's financial crunch is also taking a toll on services Brazilians rely on. Our very own Paulo Cabral explains.
In August 2012, a group of scientists from the University of Sao Paulo took part in the release of millions of genetically modified mosquitoes in a small town in northeastern Brazil in an experiment to fight the spread of dengue fever. The team published encouraging results, showing a drop of 80 to 95% in the population of mosquitoes, most involved in the transmission of dengue. But then, economic crisis hit the country, and resources evaporated.
According to government data, there have been just under 1.5 million cases of dengue fever reported in Brazil this year, more than any year since the country began keeping count. Deaths from the disease are at a record high as well, almost 750. While health officials want more help in fighting the disease, money is the problem. The promising research being done here at the University of Sao Paulo had to be put on hold because of lack of funding.
The researchers had already begun releasing the mosquitoes in another city, but had to stop because there was no money to keep the insect production going, and much less to advance the technology.
We also are doing other lines, better lines, to be used in the field. And these projects, then they have to completely stop. So these will take longer. And maybe other countries or other groups can come out with better ideas, and we miss the chance of having a Brazilian product in the market.
How do you feel about this exactly in the year when Brazil has reached a record 1.5 million cases of dengue, 750 deaths, and then you have to put a hold on your research?
We feel the hands tight that we see our own country suffering of a very big disease, and you have a very potential weapon to use against, and you cannot.
The president of the Brazilian Society for the Progress of Science says some projects and research are still getting funded on this year's budget. Many more labs, she says, will be hit by the government's austerity program next year.
Most of the funding in Brazil is governmental, and we need to change this. But with this crisis going on now, it's hard to try to convince the private sector that they should invest in science and technology.
Scientific research often takes years of dedication to yield results, and there are no guarantees of success. So, in times of crisis and emergency, it's a leading contender for cutbacks. Scientists here in Brazil understand the government's need to balance accounts, but warn of the danger in being short-sighted. Who knows what life-impacting breakthroughs are being delayed, they ask, while the country gets its finances in order. Paulo Cabral, CCTV, São Paulo.